Hello everyone, and welcome back to Agrarian Skies. I prepared some stuff. Firstly, let's start with this, and I think I should show you where I got the ink sacs. Need to turn my jetpack engine on. I usually have it disabled because what happens is, for example, if I walk down these stairs, it'll launch me into the air because it slows my descent, so I'm then kind of spinning about. It's all very unfun. And just down here I flew down, built a bit of a pool. I should really turn smooth lighting back on. And this pool is at the height that squids can spawn. Up there would be too high. They can only spawn between 52 and 64. I think I got these numbers wrong, but there's a limit where they can spawn basically. So down here they are in a range where they can exist, so because it's the only location they can spawn, they do spawn quite frequently in there. And I just basically built that thing, walked away once, walked back once, and then there were 5 of them in there. Enough to get me the necessary amount of ink sacs, which I think I got the recipe right. I made another one of these dolls, of course. If not, I'll have to check. No, it works. And that's the creepy doll, which I need for learning to skyblock the Never Again quest. These two I'll get to at a later stage. I will basically work on the industry and the machinery and all that first, and then I will move on to the magic, which this one here requires me to get into the magic of the game, which is blood magic and Thorncraft. Now the reason it's in this learning to skyblock bit of the quest book is because there used to be actual crafting recipes in this mod pack for making the this chicken and the squid egg. I think the chicken was just 9 arrows in a block pattern in the crafting grid would give you a chicken egg, and then a normal egg surrounded by fishing poles would give you a squid spawn egg. So that would have been a way to get those without needing the magic, but that was removed since then, so you now need the actual magic mods. Let's go for this one. Okay, greater reward bag. I'm obviously going to use that one straight away. And another lamp of growth. I mean, I don't want to complain, but it's pretty much useless for me. Now, there's another thing I wanted to check. Turn that jetpack off again. Firstly, I pulverize blaze rods. This gives me more blaze powder. Not that I really need it, but I also want one more ender pearl. Just to test something. So if I put an ender pearl into the generator, it gives 20 minutes and 50 seconds-ish of power. Now, I hear tell that you can use Eyes of Ender as well, which give more. This one gave about 25 minutes. So, I didn't know this at all. So, yeah, I saw that in a video from someone. In case someone posted it in the comments, thank you very much. I have now realized it by myself. I'm pre-recording quite a bit because of upcoming Christmassy stuff, which will mean I won't be available as much. So if you're doing this and you use ender pearls or ender generators as one of your main power sources, which I would recommend early game, once you've got a mob trap, that's a pretty sustainable, though these are running low, but I have tons, so that's fine. It's a pretty sustainable source of energy. And once you've got an auto-sifting setup like mine here, or even a simpler one actually, you will get blaze powder like it's nobody's business, and you get more power out of them. So yeah, using energy generators, and if you have enough blaze powder, definitely use that to improve your efficiency. And you might notice I'm down to 5 diamonds. No, nothing bad happened. The diamonds are safely stowed away where I need them. But we'll get to that later this episode. I'm trying to be a little more organized and a little more useful about these episodes. I feel the last few have been very, I don't know, terrible. So you can just go away. I also made 2 of these golden bags of folding. I'll just show you the recipe quickly. It's quite simple. Golden block, 3 gold ingots, a chest and some wool, and it gives me this block. It's essentially a portable double chest of stuff. And I want all of the food things. I don't need the creepy doll. I don't really need the ME cable right now. Don't need these because right now they're empty. And don't need this or this. That should be fine. And this, by the way, it's a raw calamari. You get this as a drop from killing the squid. So that's where I got that from. Don't think I really need all of this. Probably don't need the... No, I think I need the juicer. I'll just do it like this. Don't need that many torches anyway. Okay. Now I also require a crafting grid. And what we're now working on is... I will basically do all these pre-quests here. The sort of level 1 versions of them. Such as Toasty. I need to make a toast. Firstly, though, I do believe I need to make a strawberry juice. So low on space. And then if I put that in a pot, I get vinegar. And for some reason, I get empty glass bottles. Even though I didn't use glass bottles to make that juice, I just got a glass bottle back. I think that's a glitch, but it's been around for a while. So that's this quest being done. I can't complete it because my inventory is full. Now, if I remember correctly, I wanted to actually make 4 pieces of bread the normal way. Good. I even get an achievement for that for some reason. Yeah, I should really make sure this is... that I get my inventory cleared quite soon. So I think I need to make a hamburger, a fish sandwich, and a toast. And let's check the hearty breakfast. Which is one of the best meals in the game. It's a nourishing feast. I think that's possibly the best or maybe second best kind of food there is. That should give me 8 hunger bars and give me a bunch of saturation as well. And for that I need toast as well. Okay, so I do think that I want to toast all of this. And don't worry, this will clear up quite soon. Because lots of ingredients will be combined to make smaller stuff. There we go. And this toast is not really an improvement on normal bread, but there you have it. I should... okay, you know what? I'll put this away, and this away, and this away, and this away, so I have some space. This away. I should not sing because I really can't. Okay, I need more juice, so I will take strawberry juice. Any kind of juice will work for the hearty breakfast. I need potato cakes, which I make from an onion, butter, and a potato in a skillet. So, butter, onion, potato. Ta-da! And finally, no, not finally, I need firm tofu. I could use pork chops, but I don't really have lots of pigs, so that's okay. And a fried egg is just tofu in a skillet. Please don't ask me how that works, it just does. And now that all just needs to be combined, I guess. There we go, hearty breakfast. And I get a glass bottle because of the juice that I used. But I didn't need that. You get my point. Glass bottles are free, apparently. Okay. I've got the toast done. Next would be tasty pasta. And that's, I think, just making spaghetti. For which I need pasta. Spice leaf and tomato I have on me. To make pasta I need dough, mixing bowl and butter. And I think I don't have the required ingredients to... Well, I should have what I need to make butter. Salt, silken tofu and a saucepan. I think I have all that. Yep, there's butter. And no, I want just pasta. I need dough and a mixing bowl. And dough is any kind of flour, salt and water. And to make the flour, I think I just put wheat in a juicer. Or no, in a mortar and pestle. I don't know why I was thinking juicer. That doesn't even make sense. Then I need this and a mixing bowl and salt and water to make the dough. And then to get the pasta, it's just dough and butter in a mixing bowl. So mixing bowl could have stayed, dough and butter to make pasta. And now pasta and spice leaf and tomato in a pot. No, in a saucepan apparently. Fair enough. Gives me spaghetti. Ta-da! And this food stuff, as you can tell, it's really quite crafting intensive, but it'll eventually all be automated. And hamburger. And that's just tofu and toast in a skillet. So there you go, there you go. I don't know why I can craft toast into toast really. And a bit of tofu for the hamburger. And then I need the fish burger as well. Fish sandwich rather. And the sandwich is right here. And to make that I need mayo. And I actually needed one bread that I accidentally turned into toast. We'll have to see about that. Fish sandwich, mayo, and mayo I make by putting juicer and firm tofu together. So get some juice out of this tofu, which is mayo. And then the fish sandwich itself would be this, but I doubt I can use. Yeah, can't use toast, so I need to make bread. And there's actually two ways to make bread. I just showed you the classical method that you know from default vanilla Minecraft, which is crafting the bread, the wheat. But there's actually another method that requires less wheat, which is nice. It actually only requires a third of the wheat, but it does require salt and water. But both salt and water can easily be made just automatically, so that's not a problem. And what you do is you take the wheat, you mortar and pestle it into flour, and then you just take the flour and the water and the salt and a mixing bowl, if I'm not mistaken, to make the dough. We've already done that for the pasta. Yeah, you can be turned off. And you just smelt the dough. And, yeah. No, don't. I've got this automated to where this furnace automatically outputs into this one to make raw rubber into rubber bars into plastic without me having to switch it around. So it was trying to make toast again. And now it's this, and this. No, it's not. It should be mayo, raw calamari, and bread. Is it? Oh, it's shaped. Okay, usually these are shapeless, but fair enough. Okay, that took a while. I'm sorry, but I don't know. Can't help it. And now I just claim all these rewards. All of these only give a quarter of a heart. They're not really that... but at least we hear lots of music. And I haven't unlocked the next quests here yet. That'll happen eventually. Basically, the next quests will ask for a lot more of these. So 10,000 toast, and I think that's 100 hearty breakfasts, and it also asks for slightly upgraded versions sometimes. So, for example, instead of the fish sandwich, we make a leafy fish sandwich, which is just adding lettuce. And similarly here, I think this is a deluxe cheeseburger, which then, no, it's a bacon mushroom burger maybe? So I need bacon and mushrooms as well. Something along those lines. And the spaghetti will become spaghetti and meatballs. But that's not so important. You can go in here, as can all of the cooking stuff. And I'll just go through and eat these things now as time goes by. Except for the vinegar, which I don't think I really can eat. Now, anything else I really want to show here? I guess I could. Yeah, I guess I might as well. Maybe we won't see the full nuclear reactor this time. Okay, so that was this crafting grid? Nah, that's it. That's an ME drive, and now we need this for a quest, and I'll explain how all this works soon. It's a little complex, but it's basically my long-term storage and automation and everything system. and I need these drives. These are where I'll put my storage devices. I need a controller, which doesn't do anything by itself, but it's sort of the heart of the machine. Then I need an access terminal. I don't technically need this, it's sort of optional, but I want it. And I also want a crafting terminal. And this one also can be used as an access terminal, but it has a smaller interface. So this one's, I prefer it for accessing my stuff. And then for the quest I also need to make a precision export bus and a precision import bus. And I'll just start with the import one, I guess. So to make this, I take a basic processor and a basic import bus, which I make using sticky pistons, iron ingots, cable, and an interface. The cable is quite easy. I use this recipe down here, plastic and fluix dust, and fluix dust is plastic, nether quartz dust, certus quartz dust, and redstone. You get this from pulverizing nether quartz, and I got a lot of that from sieving salt sand. Okay, now the ME interface takes iron, glass, and the cabling as well, and also a conversion matrix, which takes iron. You need lots of iron for this. Certus quartz, fluix dust, nether quartz. So complex crafting stuff, which is kind of fun because these machines here, once I've upgraded the system fully, they will make crafting largely unnecessary. And I've got some leftover ingredients because I will need tons of that stuff. Oh yeah, I guess I should show how to make these advanced processors. Just like the basic ones, except you need a diamond instead of a gold. That's really the only difference. Now, every time I fly away, my auto-sieving setup breaks because the item ducts are unloaded, and that they don't like that, but oh well. I just want to at least show me crafting the stuff. I'll show me building it probably next time. I built this little room here. Doesn't look particularly pretty, but I used etched stone bricks and border stones. And up here it's just normal border stones. Just for fun. Now firstly, these things here I will need to actually melt down. I think the rest of all this should be standard crafting. So get off my bar so I don't accidentally use you. And now I'll show you what I mean about the sort of glitched out item ducts as well. I need these ender pearls to be liquid. So, magma crucible, take these. And that should already have been enough, actually. These chests now no longer get anything pulled out of them. I don't know why this happens. It has to do with the unloading of the area, but I don't know why precisely it happens. But if I just place an item duct here and then break it, this doesn't actually change the system in any way, really, because that would be a useless item duct. But it sort of resets everything, and now the chests are all working and pulling items out again correctly. I'm still growing these ender pearls here, ender lilies, rather. I got 5 seeds, and I'm still on 5 seeds. If you break them, you have a small chance of getting 2 seeds instead of 1, but it really is small, so it takes a while. Okay. And I guess you can just go down here. Now it should be noted that this kind of, all this back bit here of the base, it's kind of been temporary. Because I want to move over to that place. And I know it doesn't look very pretty. I'm not a great builder. I build for function, not for aesthetics. As you can tell from this, it really doesn't look very good. I'll try to make it a little nicer, you know, use some microblocks, make it bearable, but don't expect miracles or anything. Now, I need... And there's also a quest for this, by the way, actually. I should have a quest in for the hoarding completed now, shouldn't I? Nope, I didn't make the 1K storage. Okay, I'll get to that eventually. Doesn't really matter. Because what we'll be working on now is actually this quest. And that requires us to make one of each of the reactor components, I guess. Now, one of each is not enough to actually build a reactor. And I don't want to start with a small one. I want to build a really big one. So what I need is a reactor control rod. I need 5 of these. And that requires 20 of these reactor casings, which I make like this. So I need this recipe 5 times, which means 20 steel, 20 graphite, and you know how to get steel, I told you how to get graphite. And I think 5 yellorium, right? And then in this sort of pattern, that should make reactor casing, and I will need more of those, but that's okay. Reactor control rods. Okay, now I need a bunch of this, and this, and this, and this. I'll just have some on me, I guess. And I'll shift click them in. I need 5 of those precisely, because I'm running with 5 control rods in the long run. Okay. I need to make a reactor controller, which again requires this. I should probably try to take as much with me as I can. This I won't need quite yet. I don't think I need more of that yellorium either. Okay, let's just try this. To make the reactor controller, which is the heart of the whole device, I forgot I don't actually have any reactor casings. Okay, you can just go, I guess. There we go. I only need 1 of those. I need 1 power tap, which is again... I'll just make a few of these casings. No. And I guess you can go anywhere. Okay. I need 1 power tap. This is where I get the energy produced by the reactor out of the reactor. I need access ports, and I need 2 of those. One of them will be to put in additional fuel, and one of them will be to pull out the waste it produces. I don't need a RedNet port, don't need a computer port, don't need the coolant stuff, don't need this, don't need this. I do need these fuel rods. And I need 25 of them. Okay. And then I can take this steel with me as well. Now, is the quest satisfied? It is. I can pick my reward. I will take the yellorium ingots. They are... yeah, they're probably the best option. And I don't have enough space, so let's go ahead and just build a bunch of reactor casings first. Now, this reactor will be 7 by 7 by 7, and I'm making this episode a little longer. I'm hoping you're okay with it. If you're not, I guess you're in trouble. Don't care about these blocks dying on me. I don't really need them. Okay, 7 by 7. And keep in mind I can fly now, so it's not so bad if I have to get below this eventually to sort of fiddle with it. Should be fine. Now, I have done some experiments with the Big Reactors mod, and it's a little complex. It tries to emulate somewhat real-life reactor mechanics, I guess, which in nuclear reactors it's very important to have precision and the choice of shape of materials and all that. It's all very relevant because you want to maintain the nuclear reaction without it going critical. So in order to do that, you need to make sure that you have the right material to capture free neutrons, to slow down neutrons. It's very complex, and I won't get into it, mostly because, while I do have a basic understanding of it, basic really is the operative word here. But this mod works on a similar fashion. You basically you have quite a lot of choice on the interior design of your reactor, sort of which blocks you put in. But depending on which blocks you use, the amount of cooling that the reactor receives, the amount of heat it gives off, and how much fuel it uses and all that, it very much depends on the internal structure of the reactor. And there's a general rule of thumb that for the outermost layer, the material of choice should always be liquefied ender, so the enderium stuff. Now the inner bits of the reactor are somewhat more complicated. I think I want to turn the rest of this stuff into reactor glass, so I need my hardened glass now. I'm hoping I got the numbers correct. I might not have. Okay, make me that. Can you make me any more? Yes, you can. It looks right. I'm not 100. No, it looks right. Okay, so the power tap, I think I'll put that. I mean, up there is where I'm going to put my laser drills. So I think I'll put my power tap here. And this is what I'll use to extract energy, as I said. I know I'm going beyond my usual time limit, but I've downgraded the resolution, so I'm now recording in 720p, which means I can probably afford making these a little longer. Now in the center, and that's why I need so many diamonds, in the center I use diamond blocks. These are excellent material for cooling, which I think is relevant in the center. Another option would be to use a liquid called cryothium, but that's a pain to place properly, especially in survival. So I'm just going with diamonds. I don't think I'm not even certain if the cryothium would be better at all, and if it is better, it's not better by a lot. So these fuel rods, they need to go through the entire structure, and then on top of each fuel rod you need a control rod. And you can set these control rods to, for example, to not use the full fuel here if your reactor would otherwise overheat. The reactor, as I'm building it, doesn't have those problems. I don't need to really pay much attention to those things. So once it's built, it will be running just fine on its own indefinitely, as long as there's fuel. Speaking of which, I shall put an input here and an output here. Now these look the same, and I can turn this one into an outlet by just clicking it. I should note these are a little glitched. I don't think it really matters where I put the controller, but I'll put it down here. The problem is that the mod doesn't really distinguish between whether I set it to be an input or an output. So he will take from an input, that's perfectly functional. And the glitch isn't game breaking or anything like that. But as you can see, this has two slots, one where I put in the fuel here and one where fuel is output. But this is set to inlet, so it should not eject any items at all. But in here, waste material will accumulate. But it doesn't matter, because once this here is full, so it'll have a stack of the waste material, which is this cyanide, by the way. Once it has a stack of that, it will then go over to the outlet mode anyway. And it's kind of strange, because sometimes it goes for the right one, and then sometimes it changes its mind and goes for the wrong one. It kind of switches in between which of these access ports to use. It's kind of weird. I don't know why exactly it does it, because sometimes it does what you would expect it to, and it puts the output in the output mode, and it's all fine. Sometimes it doesn't. And as I said, I really don't know what's causing that. But this is I think for its size, this is probably going to be the best reactor setup in terms of how much power it produces, and I think in terms of efficiency as well. But I'm not 100% on that, and I should have exactly, yes, I did the calculations correctly. I have 16 reactor glass left, which is what I need, but didn't I have ender pearls on me? Did I put them away? Did I throw them away? I didn't put them here, so I must have put them elsewhere. Oh, I know. probably put them back in the barrel. I hope you don't mind the extra long episodes, by the way. I get more done this way. Okay, I'll just eat the fish sandwich. Most of these are actually overkill now, in terms of how much food they produce. Okay. Already put in my 8 buckets here. I should probably fix that system because it's going to start lagging a lot when the chests overflow, but it's fine. Okay, just give me 8 buckets of ender, please. Takes a little while to smelt this down. I should note, I've put rubber tree, the rubber tree bars in here, the logs. And this is a sawmill from thermal expansion. It's a more efficient way to make logs to make planks from logs. So if I put in, I can show you. If I put in normal tree stuff, I get 6 of the planks out of it and sawdust. That's not quite so relevant. I can also use it to break down jukeboxes, for example, to get my diamond back and all that. I think the thing I can even get stuff from wooden tools back. Interesting. The one I want to show you, however, is a different recipe, and it has a lot of them, as you can see. I can make note blocks. Well, I can destroy note blocks as well. But that's the one I did. I put in rubber wood, and that gives me 5 jungle planks. If I normally craft them, I only get 3, so it's a bonus of 5. And I get these balls of glue, which I put into this chest. I can use those to make sticky pistons. And the wood I just pumped into this furnace generator to fill up the resonant energy cell a little more. Okay, and that's 8 resonant ender. I have 78% energy left, that's perfectly fine. And these don't all need to be source blocks, I just need the entire surrounding area to be filled with resonant ender, so... I'll just have to go like this, and then I have 3 more. And now I need to fly back and fill this up completely. I want to show this to you so you can see how it's built and finished and all that. As I said, the resonant ender around the edges is best at capturing the neutrons that are released in the center. And they don't do me any harm, by the way. I can stand right next to that reactor all day. It doesn't actually cause any damage in-game. So it's not particularly realistic, but that's how it works. And yeah, the resonant ender, it's quite a nasty liquid, by the way. If you touch it, you randomly get teleported, which on a skyblock map can be very deadly, especially if you don't have a jetpack. Okay, you should be done soonish. And that increases the efficiency of the reactor because the neutrons that would otherwise fly out and be useless to further the reaction rate, they will be captured and stay in the reactor, thus they create more heat and you get more energy. It's just how it works. I don't want to get into the details, particularly because I have not 100% understood the formulas of big reactors, so I don't want to give you any false information, which I feel I do that sometimes, and I'll try to not do that as much. Okay, but now I'll fly back. And I have 8 more liquid ender to place. Or resonant ender buckets, but it's really liquid ender. Which is a fun liquid, as I said. You go here, you go here, you go here, and finally, ta-da! And now I need the 16 reactor glass. And as I said, I will eventually be building probably 6 or so of these reactors. And it's all connected now, which means the multi-block is correctly assembled. And I put the controller in a completely terrible location, right? Guess so. Everything's working, it's just offline. Now I can take some more Yellorium, which that's why I smelted up so much. I need quite a lot of it. And I should have my inlet mode. Actually, before I do that, so that we can actually see the power, I need a redstone energy conduit here and a resonant energy cell here. And I want this to receive input from all sides. And this is my first buffer. That ME system, the energy storage, the storage system that I said I'd be using, that requires energy. And it'll be powered off this generator, basically. And the way I'll do it, I'll make the first buffer cell. Behind this cell will be connected my ME system, which is where all my items will be, because I really don't want that to run out of power, because then all my items are not accessible until I get more power to it. I don't want that to happen, so this energy cell will be a buffer for that. Then after the ME system is attached, I will put in another resonant energy cell, and that will serve as a buffer for the machinery, sort of the manual stuff, I guess, most of my pulverizers and furnaces and all that. And after that will be a final energy cell, after which I will go up to the laser thing. Because I don't mind if the laser doesn't get his full 10,000 RF per tick, but I definitely want to make sure that my ME system has power, and the second priority is having power for the rest of my stuff, my base. Okay, so it takes a little over a stack and a half of, I think, just 100 Yellorium ingots first, which gives it 100% fuel. And now I can activate the reactor. And this here is kilo RF per tick, so 1000 RF per tick. And it should go up to 11,600-ish. And then slow down and stop. Yeah. See? About 11,650, 60-ish. That's about where it runs stable at 1,300 degrees Celsius. Very, very hot, but I can stand here and nothing really happens. And you can see this energy cell, it's filling up very fast. It's already at 1 million. So very cool. The reactor's internal heat is also, internal buffer is also filling up. It's not a problem if this is full. This doesn't cause problems. It doesn't explode. It doesn't go nuclear. I hope. I've never seen that, so I don't think that can happen. That's because this thing here has a maximum input. Oh, actually, I set that to 2,000. I want it higher. Okay, much better. It now takes 10,000 RF per tick. Much better. Yeah, this is going up even faster than before. It's already at almost 5 million. And this internal buffer here, it can only output 10,000 into this cell. So the remaining, the 1,600-ish flux per tick that are left over, they get stored in here. And once it's full, the leftover energy just kind of doesn't go anywhere. It's useless. It's wasted. I know. I mean, I could probably change that by adding another energy cell. I mean, I made enough. I have one left over in my base anyway. So I can take this, also make all the sites inputs, and tell this one, no, I need to put these in parallel. So, like so. Like so. Okay, let's hope this worked. This one's now still getting lots of energy, this one's slowly getting energy, and the internal buffer is actually slowly decreasing now. So with these two cells, these are, as long as they're not full, of course, and this one's already over a quarter full, so really super fast. And he's still doing fine. He only has a point, he barely created any waste, and I don't think he sucked in any more. Nope, he's still on that 100 Yellorium, so he hasn't even burned 1 ingot yet. And eventually the output will land either here or here because of that glitch I spoke earlier. You can make these reactors bigger or smaller. As a first reactor, this one's probably a bit overkill, but I didn't like making a smaller one and then eventually replacing it. I wanted to go big right from the start. And did I not make this symmetrical? Did I put this down wrong? Or is this building not symmetrical? What? Oh, I didn't put it in the center, did I? Darn! Darn, I didn't pay attention. I thought that torch was in the center, but the torch wasn't in the center. Darn! I'll fix that in between episodes. Okay, big reactor set up. It's producing power. It'll all be fine. I'll move it over one. Maybe. If I feel like it. No, actually, tell you what, I won't. It's fine. Doesn't have to be sent. I'll see. I'll see if my OCD hurts me too much. Removing it is going to be a pain, but I'll be okay. So let's disable the reactor. He obviously stops producing anything. He cools down ridiculously fast. His internal energy buffer will be emptied out into these cells. Second one's obviously not getting as much power as the first one. First one's getting the full 10,000. The second one I should probably set up to accept 10,000 as well. But it's only getting the leftovers, so it's only getting those 1,000 something per tick, I believe. Or maybe not. Maybe as long as the buffer is full, he's emptying both of them. They're both getting the full 10,000. Okay, you just need to cool down until you're basically done. And this, by the way, is the number, this fuel reactivity. You want this to be as high as possible. And mine was at over 400%. The higher this is, the less fuel I use per energy generated, essentially. Okay, now I can auto-eject waste. I can use... I believe I can use the ejector thing here to eject fuel. And this will take out all the fuel I've put into it. As you can see, I've only burned one yellorium ingot. And that's not even fully burned up, I think. That's about 716 millibuckets of those. And one ingot counts as 1,000 millibuckets for some reason. Even though an ingot in the smeltery is 144 millibuckets, this one just counts an ingot as 1,000. It's just the way it works. And I've not even burned a full ingot yet. And my first resonant energy cell is almost full. So really, really nice amount of power. And now I'll have to break this all down, move it one over. Because I've got the jetpack, that should be doable without losing any more items. But I'll do that off camera. I hope you enjoyed this episode, found it helpful maybe. And as I said, I'll really be stepping forward and moving on to bigger things now. So more automation, all that, the sort of junky stuff that I built over there, that'll all eventually be useless. And I'll probably TNT the whole thing to Kingdom Come. Once I've removed everything I want, of course. And everything will be moved to this gigantic structure here. There'll be big lasers shooting down. I'll put a farming district here with a ton of automatic farms. I'll make a cow farm somewhere, something for animals, something for hostile mobs. And everything over there will be obsoleted. But not quite yet. Okay, I've made this one really long, but I want to get the reactors done. So there is that. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.